Good morning, Bitcoin traders. Today is Tuesday, June the 9th. It's been just over a week since the last video, and my last comments were around the time that the prices came down to these areas, and I said, well, prices have to go sideways for at least a week before I'd look to be buying in. And certainly we can see a very little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation right here. Prices broke above that, and they never came back down to test this number 2 point down here. So it's a trade that you would have had to hold for a long time, and I don't really like doing that because on margin trading you're always paying that loan payment as you trade. So you really want to do margin trading on a shorter term basis, I believe. But would have been a great time to purchase more Bitcoin at around this time, and I did so. I bought some more Bitcoin and just holding on to them and lending them out on Bitfinex so that I can earn some extra cash as I'm holding my Bitcoin. Now we can see a greater 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Prices have broken above that, and it's really at significant levels here. It's hard to say if it's going to burst higher from here or not, but it's a good time to be buying Bitcoin and holding it rather than trading on leverage, because prices, I do believe, will come back down and test this 225 area, probably on a really sharp breakdown like this little spike up here. And I like to blame it on the automated trading bots that are doing this to take everybody out of their trading position, but that's just my conspiracy theory. So if we zoom out to a longer time frame, let's go to this 12-hour chart. This is still looking like a delicious time to be buying in a breakout of a long-term bottom formation here. And after the big downtrend we've had in Bitcoin since it was up at $1,000 down to this price here, it takes a while for the market to digest a bottom before the prices are going to go up on an uptrend. And I believe Bitcoin has a really fantastic future. Now, at the same time, I'm also studying other cryptocurrencies because Bitcoin does have its limitations. Thomas Edison really revolutionized the world just the same as Bitcoin is revolutionizing finances. When he invented the light bulb, it really changed the world everywhere. However, we know that the fluorescent light bulb and the new LED light bulbs are much more efficient, and they're replacing all of the incandescent light bulbs. And I do believe the same thing will happen in the cryptocurrencies, and so I'm out there looking all the time to see which one could this be. I'm a big proponent of NXT because of the things that it offers, but I've also been directed just recently to learn about the CryptoNote currencies. And the CryptoNote currencies are a class of different cryptocurrencies or digital currencies that are based on this open source technology, which is an improvement on the way that the Bitcoin protocol works. We can see that you can create your own cryptocurrency now. They say launch a coin in 10 minutes, and I haven't been reading up on that, but there have been a number of different coins built on this platform. And so what I'm going to do today is a quick little video to review these different coins, not so much to get into the technology and everything about them, but more to take a quick browse across them and to look at their price charts to see which ones might be a good investment. So we have XDN, the digital note currency. We have Bytecoin. We have Bullberry, Phantom Coin, Monero, and Quasar Coin. Now let's rule some of these out. Quasar Coin's latest update is September 2014. And I don't find Quasar Coin listed anywhere, so let's just drop that one off the list. Monero is huge. Phantom Coin, I don't find that being traded on an exchange that I'm trading on, so let's drop that off the list. I do find Bullberry, Bytecoin, and XDN, and they're all traded over on Poloniex. I've pulled up the chart for each of these 4 different currencies: XMR, BCN, which is Bytecoin, XDN, which is dark note, digital note, and BBR, which is Bullberry. So looking at the longest term chart here of Monero, and then the longest term chart of Bullberry, the longest term chart of Bytecoin, and the longest term chart here that I have of XDN or dark note or digital note. They still haven't updated their naming protocol here after the currency changed its name a bit. So after the currency changed its name and did a launch of something new at the very middle of May, prices have gone skyrocketing. And a friend was telling me this is the currency to buy into right about here. And I thought, yeah, okay, it's just a little quick pump and dump and I'm not going to get into it. And I actually didn't go and study the coin at that time. In hindsight, it would have been great to purchase in at that time, would have doubled your money. I'm still not convinced this is a time to buy into this one, except that it's so very cheap at 93 Satoshi. You're really not risking very much cash at all to put a bit in there. But I don't like the price chart. I'm always looking for a price chart that's at historical lows. A 1, 2, 3 bottom formation is my big favorite. So this one, I like the technology. I like what they're doing, but I just don't like the price chart yet on that one. So I'll have to pass. If we go back and we look at Bitcoin, this one's been out for quite a long time and hasn't gained a great deal of traction. If we zoom this in to get a different perspective on this price, it had an enormous spike here and then went flat again. So there's could be some interest that's going to come into this, but I'm not seeing that it's getting market share. And if we look at Bullberry, this one actually has had a huge run up there. And if we zoom in, the coin is actually showing a kind of bottom formation that is almost attractive to me. That it's down into these low levels at significant price charts here, and because of the technology behind it, it's very interesting. The next one I want to review here is XMR, or Monero. Monero has been getting fantastic volume on the Polonius exchange, and I think it's one that is getting market share and interest from a lot of different people. This price chart pattern right here had caught my eye, and I thought, geez, that's looking like a formation on an uptrend. Here's a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It broke above that, never came back and tested it, got above these technical levels here, and I thought, geez, that's looking pretty good technically for my chart patterns. And the price did break out and go higher. And so I thought, geez, this could be one to buy into. And I was watching around this time and hesitating because it's up at, again, really important technical levels, but hadn't broken through yet. So finally, as prices were right in this area, let me zoom in to a 1 week view. As prices were right in here, I did purchase some Monero. Prices spiked above, and I thought, this is really good. It's going above these important technical support levels. That's a good sign. But since then, you can see that prices have faded off a little bit. And I still think because of the amazing volume coming into this, it's the highest volume trader on this entire exchange. I think that Monero is going to be the leader in this new cryptocurrency, the CryptoNote currencies. Is it time to buy in for anyone else? I'm not sure. I really couldn't say right now because it's also making a potential 1, 2, 3 top formation here. I would be really wary and wanting to see a little bit more strength in it before recommending it for somebody else to buy into. The other philosophy is to draw these trend lines and to look at the technical indicators to see, is it coming down to test this trend line here? Oh, looks like we're getting a Monero dump as we are watching this right now. Let's zoom in and take a look at that. So prices have just spiked down to this important level here on some pretty strong volume. So it may be that I purchased in at the wrong time up at these tops, and prices are going to come back and test some of these lows. Should I get out of my Monero trade? I don't know, probably, because rule number 1 says only hold a trade if it proves you correct immediately, and if it has not proven you correct, then get out, because who knows how far down it will dump. It could come back down to these levels here, and that would be quite technically feasible for it to retest those levels. Now here you go is the perfect example of why rule number 1 is in place, to protect you against this kind of massive drop that most people don't expect. Now, did I get out of my position like I said I would earlier in the video? No, I didn't. So I'm holding this while the price is going bananas right now. But I think I did, let's zoom out a bit here. I think I did identify this is where it would probably go down to because it's such an area of support and resistance. Pretty amazing. An enormous red bar on huge volume. We'll see where it goes from here. So there's my review of the CryptoNote currencies. I'll be watching these ones and reporting on them more over time. Thanks for watching and good luck on your trades.